Hello, the stream is no longer starting soon because it's starting now.
Oh, the stream is beginning now.
I'm pretty sure you said something almost identical last time we did an episode.
Probably.
Yeah. How's it going, Bianca?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
How's it going?
My week was changed radically when I discovered there was a new Pokemon game coming out and there's new starters. Very exciting.
It kind of got dropped on us.
Talk about.
Because it was.
I sort of forgot that it was coming.
Because what? It was the 25th anniversary of Blue and Green coming out, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't pay any attention to that.
Sorry, last week, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, but I should know because we do have a show about Pokemon on Twitch. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was the 25th of Blue and Green coming out in Japan. How's that lighting? I'm trying to get my lighting just right, though.
I mean, I like it. It's
Thank
very
you.
kind of like art school, like with the shadow on the wall.
Yeah, it is. That's how you get through. That's how you get through high school art class and photography class. Just go crazy with shadows.
Oh yeah. Symbolic.
Welcome to Pokemon X and Y. I forgot to say. If you're in the chat,
almost let you get away with it.
Can you let us know how the sound is, because we're back to streaming on my setup. So I've just set up everything. Well, we've just set up everything again. So hopefully everything's all right. I can see someone's in chat, so you better bloody tell us how it's going. We have a buttload to talk about. We didn't even have...
The possibilities are infinite.
Yeah. We have so much to talk about. We are going to, in this episode, talk about the Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer that came out. We'll be playing it very slowly so we can analyze everything that's going on, because there's things that came out. There's new parts to it, and there's some parts that are already repeated. So I think we're going to play it at like 25% speed. That's the best way to do it. And then obviously we're going to talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm fucking hyped as fuck. Holy shit. Must swear.
Which one will you get? Sword or Shield?
Obviously.
What are you feeling?
Pokemon Sword, obviously. But like,
just to be contrarian.
Like, nothing against Pokemon Shield. I mean, if it was up against anything else, I would go for Pokemon Shield in a heartbeat. I feel like there's usually I have a tough time trying to pick between the two, but I was like, holy shit, a game called Pokemon Sword, I must.
I'm curious, like we'll get into this later, but normally I decide on which one I want to get based on which legendary you get in the game. And it's curious that we don't have that, because they're normally like, they're the logo, like the X and Y. It was kind of the point. It had the big X things and it was the big Y bird. But we don't have that yet this time, so I'm sure that's something that's going to come later. I
mean, obviously there is already a Pokemon that is a Sword and Shield, but my guess would be that they'll make a legendary Pokemon that's sort of reminiscent of a sword and one that's reminiscent of a shield, or either they're like humanoids and they're wielding those things. But it would be cool if they didn't do that with the legendaries this time and like just left it as it is.
They just had legendaries.
Yeah.
That would be whoops. That would be interesting. Actually, something that I thought of, because it's all like, ye olde England, is like, what if they had legendaries that were just like knights in suit of armor? Like,
yeah, that would be
like
really
bed knobs and breadsticks.
And there was like 12 of them, like the knights of the... Is there 12 knights at the round table?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know enough to dispute you, so we'll go with it.
That'd be really cool. I also
found going to be rad.
I also found out today that there's a thing called mythical Pokemon, which is a subset of legendary Pokemon. Are you aware of this?
Wait, mythical Pokemon?
Yes.
I think I discovered this when I went on my legendary rant last time. Because they're like sort of legendary but not quite. They're just sort of like there.
Yeah, well,
They're rare, but they're not that rare. Like,
no, I
what
think
are
it's the
they?
other way around. Like, there's only one of, like, they're super rare. Like, Mew is super rare because it's, like, all of the DNA of all the Pokemon, and Arceus, I think, is one of them because it's, like, a god Pokemon.
Fuck Arceus.
Yeah. He'll have his day. We'll get
Controversial opinion, I know.
him sometime. Hello, James. Let us know how the sound's going.
Hello, James.
Um,
Yes, please do.
Should we get stuck into it? Sorry.
Yeah, let's let's get stuck
Okay,
into it.
okay.
I'm so ready.
All right, let's do this. Here's the trailer. No idea if the sound's going to come out or not. It's a fucking mystery. Let's find out. It'll come out for me. Please play the video. There we go. I'm going to slow this right down. I think it's taking a while for my computer because I have so many different things. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
So I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be slightly delayed, but yeah, I can see
Yeah.
this in all its slow motion glory.
I'll pause it when we need to.
Yeah.
I think
The first point I just want to make: how expressive is Pikachu? Like,
I was just
I
about to
think
say.
looks like the animators did a good job.
I'll pause it on a shot of Pikachu. I can't remember if you talked about this yet, but your thoughts on Pikachu in this movie, like its design.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just think like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I just think every time they're on screen, he's sort of pacing and he's like gesticulating and doing things. I think it looks rad and I love it.
But like the thing, like the first thing I compare it to is the live action Sonic, and Pikachu actually has fur, so it makes sense and it looks cool. But you know who doesn't have fur? Sonic.
Yeah, he's got like quills.
Yeah. I've
He's
also
got very sharp.
quills. Yeah, hedgehogs aren't known for their furriness.
Yeah.
I paused it on this just to point out that it's Rhyme City, which isn't in the Pokemon games, but there you go. And the protagonist's name is
saying?
Harry Goodman. Oh, there is something cool
He's a
I
good
noticed
name.
in this scene. One thing I need to point out, fucking, this is Blade Runner's hell, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Also, I thought this guy, the protagonist, I thought he was Matt from Until Dawn. But he's not. But he looks
I can
exactly
see that.
like him.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
The
I looked it
crossover
up.
we never needed.
Yeah, so I think like the animation style is really good and works well for this sort of movie, and I think the model for Pikachu looks really good. I don't think the model for every
Yeah.
Pokemon looks good, but we'll come to it. Oh, what are these?
Yeah. What are these?
What are those?
Sorry, I'm delayed. What are those?
That's
oh
okay.
yeah, sorry, I'm on a slight delay. I think they will be dead ends. Is that
Okay.
what it's called? Or dead any or something?
Dead-
You know,
yeah.
those sort of
Yeah.
electric mouse things, even though there technically is already an electric mouse Pokemon.
There's multiple electric mouse Pokemon.
Definitely not Crocs.
They're getting their own episode. All the electric mouse
Yeah.
Pokemon. Pikachu drinking a coffee. I'm sorry, I'm ahead of you.
I love it.
I'm trying. I'll try
No,
to
that's
only
okay.
talk about
Yeah, I
specific
know.
things when we've paused it.
Are just choices.
It just, I love it.
Around extra
I think the eyes could do with a little. Oh god, here we go. The eyes could do with a little more life in them for Pikachu, but I think it,
Yeah.
so. Something I didn't mention last time when we talked about Ludicolo, which I know we definitely did, was that I figured out what it is. He reminds me of the. Have you ever seen the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yes, unfortunately.
He reminds me of a what are the things called? The little brown guys. The
Goombas.
yeah, Goomba. He reminds me of a Goomba, which in Super Mario Brothers looks fucking horrifying. It's like nightmare fuel. And
It's the sort of
Ludicolo,
thing that you it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad. Like,
it's big uncanny valley.
oh my god, the way that his eyes go sideways.
Who's this character? I only just noticed she's in there for a couple of frames. Okay, I know we're going to talk about this a bit later, but I've
Yeah.
I freeze a frame here of Charizard, and what's the tattoo
Yes.
that's on him? I can't see it in this still frame.
It's a tattoo of a Charizard.
Fucking
It's a
hell.
tattoo of a Charizard.
I can't believe
Yeah.
like someone stole your tattoo idea, but there you go.
Listen, I thought that I was a trailblazer, but this dickhead has beat me to the punch. I've got a slide on this later, so
Yeah. Should we wait?
I won't talk too much about it.
Should we wait to talk about your thoughts on Charizard when we get to your slide?
Yeah, let's.
Okay. Watching trailers in slow mo, it's something that people do, like, make a habit of. I've never done it before. It's quite interesting seeing what they decide to include.
Yeah, I did it when I was putting my slide together because I was trying to get to a very specific frame.
Yeah.
And I have seen people that do it before. I love this shot, by the way, like of the Growlithe just walking along like police dog Growlithe. I think that looks like really cool.
Oh, yeah. You know that if Pokemon were real, they would be like the dog. Like,
No one would have any other dogs.
because as well as being cute, they can also warm you up.
The ultimate companion.
So the those things in the back, are they Golurks? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, in my ignorance, I just said I was actually planning on calling them Registeel or whatever because
Yeah.
they just kind of look like what I imagine the Reggies look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not actually Reggies. They're just big tall golem things.
Yeah, I think
So if you say Golurk, I will roll with you.
yeah, I think that's what it is, but they're a different color. Usually they're blue and I'm gonna say like browny goldish color. I think that's
This is something that I was going to discuss in the
Okay.
slide because I took a screen exact still pretty much because there's a really interesting point that I want to make. So I'll
There's
stay
ano-
tuned for more.
There's another Pokemon out the back there, and I couldn't figure out what it was. But we'll get to it later.
Over by the door.
Yeah.
I've identified them. Don't worry with
Okay.
my eagle eyes.
Okay. We got Machamp and Snorlax here, which is awesome. Snorlax was under the
Two
impression
classics.
Snorlax was a lot bigger than this.
Yeah, he looks like
What
he's like barely taller than Machamp. And
Yeah.
like of a similar dimension.
yeah.
Like if Machamp sat down, he'd have a similar effect.
Yeah. So there's that, which is weird, but I do like the reference that they've made that it's like blocking a road. It's like a reference to the game, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just throw a little bone to the hardcore fans.
The thing about Machamp is, I'm sure he probably looks like okay close up, but just seeing him in this world is really like just makes you think about a few things.
I think part of the problem is like the ones that could reasonably have fur, I think are easier to put in because that you can make them look like they're just some weird animal.
Yeah.
But like he's got skin and like you have to animate the weird. He's got the same problem as Licky Tongue will have where they've got that
Yeah.
weird skin texture
Yeah, totally.
because he's obviously just got skin.
If he has like a full human skin, it's going to be fucking weird.
Imagine if he had like actual human skin color, like he had that pinky flesh. It would be awful.
Maybe,
Sorry for putting that thought in your mind.
what if there's a Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan in this movie? That's going to fuck me up. Because Hitmonlee looks like a giant thumb man.
Yeah, Hitmonlee, I feel like they're going to pick, surely they're going to pick accordingly. They're not going to, I mean, they put Licky Tongue in, so
Oh, yeah.
anything's game, I guess.
They put Ludicolo in.
Oh, fuck, yeah. It's sort of, it's like I'm self-censoring. I keep forgetting.
I Also, just looking at the scene, this is unrelated to Pokemon, but I'm trying to figure out where the city is based because it sort of looks like a mixture of Japan, Korea, and London put together. Because there's clearly London taxis in the background. Anyway,
There's you can see a double-decker bus and like the tube logo. So I'm guessing London, but it's Rhyme City, of course, which is different.
Yeah. Also, on the front of that police station, we'll go back to that shot. It says RCPD, which is also at the front of the Raccoon City Police Department. Anyway, this Snubble looks fucking great. It actually looks like a bulldog, which we were talking about today.
Yeah.
One of our friends asked if there's a bulldog Pokemon, and I said Snubble, even though it doesn't really look like a bulldog. This one does. This looks fucking great. The fur looks awesome. I can't imagine how long that took to render. I can't imagine how...
Worth it.
Yeah. This Bulbasaur, I think we're in agreement. Bulbasaur's looking good. I'm sure you'll catch up in a sec.
Oh yeah, I fucking love how Bulbasaur looks.
It's not my favourite, but I think it's cool. Yeah. I think it's...
It gives me... Sorry, we keep talking over each other. We've got so much to say about this trailer. I like that it reminds me of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my god, yeah.
Toothless is awesome. And it's got that sort of, this kind of square-ish or rectangular type face, but it doesn't look completely it doesn't look like they've just made a blue Toothless and, called the Bulbasaur. It does look like Bulbasaur, but it has the same vibe. So I like that.
I was just thinking about the bulb on its back. Sort of looks like corn husks. It's a little too perfect. I think his skin is a little too perfect as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. I'm glad I don't sound like an idiot when I say it's too perfect.
No. Speaking of not perfect.
I just skipped right past that licky tongue without even fucking mentioning it.
Yeah, good.
When the stream catches up, there's a nice Noctowl on the side of this building. I just wanted to point that out. How awesome!
That,
yeah, how awesome would it be to have that in your house? That little.
Fuck, that'd be rad. Some set designers got that.
Oh, you're right. They'll auction it off in 10 years, and I'm going to buy it.
Oh yeah, it's like this is very, very, very unrelated. But I don't know if you remember that they auctioned off the raptor cage from Jurassic Park on eBay. And I was really tempted to see how much it went for and be interested in buying it, but it was several tens of $1,000s.
Yeah. Maybe not the wisest investment.
Hopefully the Noctowl sign is more. But it would have been cool.
I'm gonna let's keep on this train while there aren't any new Pokemon to look at and discuss. I went through a phase where I got really into those pawn shop shows. And they're all interesting and bad in their own ways. But there's one called Beverly Hills Pawn, which is like a pawn shop but for rich people, and they buy and sell movie replicas, stuff like that. It's really, really interesting, I think. But it's also very, very trashy. I'm pausing it here because there's some Pokemon in the background. I can't see what they are. I think they're those little mushroom dudes.
Oh yeah.
What are they?
I did the same thing and I paused it and. I can't recall the name of them exactly, but I did recognize them. They're the type of fairy-looking things, and they've got these 3 sort of mushroomy-looking things growing out of them. I forget what they're called. I'm actually just going to open up my Pokédex website and have a little scroll
through. I'll pull up a picture if you remember what it is. It's not Floatel? It's not that one, is it?
I don't think so. I'm just quickly scanning through.
This shot also makes me think of Pokemon Snap, which makes me very happy.
Yeah. Now that I remember which one that is, I agree.
Yes. All right. I'm going to continue this.
All right. Here it is.
There's something moving in the foreground in that shot, but you can't see what it is.
Yeah, it's too hard to tell.
Why are they delivering all these jokes in the trailer? All I want to see is what the rendering of Pokemon look like. Do they not know that we have a show
snappy dialogue?
We have a show to record. God damn it!
God damn it!
There's a Psyduck in the backpack, in her backpack, which I know you're going to mention later. Oh, here we go. I love that this is this little tease here. I'll wait for it to catch up. But we discussed this in our unreleased episode, which is Greninja.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love him.
For when it gets before it gets released, Greninja was voted by Japanese fans as the best Pokemon ever, flat out.
Yeah, like no qualifications on that. Just it was the best.
It's just the best. It's not. Pretty cool. Tongue's gross. Greninja will get his time to be discussed, I'm sure.
Yeah, he will.
Like, this has got everyone's... have they just gone for everyone's favourite Pokemon? I feel like they've gone for a few fan favourites, because Greninja, obviously. Mewtwo, obviously. Charizard. There's a few good ones. I'd be extremely surprised
I feel like, though, they've picked favourites, but they are kind of iconic. It's not like they've just...
Yeah.
Like, just... It, you know, I like the move of getting some really cool looking recognizable but also extremely popular ones in there because they've got the broadest appeal, so
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I've seen Pancham in a few shots, which is interesting because I don't think
Yeah.
it's the most popular, but it may have something to do with either trying to appeal to a Chinese audience or it may come into the story somehow. But I feel like
They are super popular in Japan though. Like I remember when
Yeah.
I went there, like they had all these had like all the starters were everywhere from whatever generation that it was. Like I think it was X and Y, so they had like Froakie and all these little things, and then just Pancham was there. It's like,
oh, okay,
you're not a star, but okay, like you're up there, I guess.
all right. Well, there you go. Did you say that was one when you were in Japan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like all these posters up. They had all those starters like Froakie, Fennekin, and Chespin, and then Pancham was there. Interesting.
Well, the reason I said it might be to appeal to Chinese audiences, I'm not just saying like just because it's pandas. It's that plus the fact that this is Legendary, who've made movies like Godzilla, and I know monster movies tend to do really well in China. Pacific Rim, those sorts of things. So that's why I thought they might be including Pancham a bit. I feel like it's going to come up in the plot a little bit though.
It's a fair call.
Think somebody else is there.
This is the only bit of the trailer that I thought was really silly. Like when he's like knocking his head back, like he's getting smacked in the face by the tail. Unless that tail is like solid bone, like that would not hurt. I'm sorry.
We've discussed whether Pokemon have burns. And also, did you know that's Diplo in this shot? That's coming up.
in the DJ
Yeah,
in that DJ scene.
yeah.
Really? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I like that he's like singing into the mic while I Need a Hero is playing. Like he's the one that's singing, even though it's clearly like a female disco era singer that
Yes.
sang this song.
Yeah. I didn't notice the other times I was watching this. There's a Loudred, I think they're called.
Yeah, Loudred. Yeah.
Yep. They're sound Pokemon. There's a Blastoise. Are those? There's Gengars. I didn't notice.
Coughings.
Oh,
I think they're
Coughings.
coughings. Yeah.
There's a Cubone here. I've only just sort of realised that this is just like us marking out that Pokemon appearing in a trailer, but that's fine. Also, is this Gina Rodriguez who's coming up?
Okay, let me look. Let me. Oh, it's highly possible.
It looks like her.
It's highly possible.
Now, what's going on with this Flareon?
I have so many things to say about this,
Yes.
such that
Should we come back?
I
Let's
took a
come back to it.
screenshot.
Let's come back to it.
I would. Yeah, I have lots of things to say about this.
Don't look in the background over there. Oh, look, there's more Greninja.
Just ignore that.
I didn't notice. I'm noticing so much more things now that this is slowed down.
Yeah. Greninja is rad. I don't know if it's because I just like playing him in Super Smash Brothers now.
I do.
Greninja is really rad.
His counter
Yeah.
is insane, but he's a little too fast and slippy for me to get really into. But goddamn, is his counter good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna speed
I just
this up
like
a
his
lot.
like shadow teleport thing. It's so stupidly fun.
Yeah. Whoops. I stopped the video. I think that's pretty much it. Which is why
Yeah. I think the rest of this was mainly just like, yeah, looking at the
it's just Mewtwo at the end. There's another Pancham there
Yeah.
I saw.
I did like how I think there's an APOM as well that gets shown off.
Yeah.
I don't really like APOM, so
No, I don't think anyone does. I feel like they had some high hopes for it.
yeah, but it never quite got there.
Fucking Mewtwo. Look at that boy. I'm so glad Mewtwo's... Actually, I sort of feel like Mewtwo's about to get... He might be about to get overexposed. I'm a little bit worried because he's also got his own movie coming out as well soon. But
Well, is there such thing as overexposure for something like Mewtwo?
for a character that came out 25 years ago. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But I don't know. Look, I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it in Detective Pikachu. Seems like a perfect antagonist. Like, who else are you going to pick?
Oh, look, there's a comment from my good friend Mike that says, "But where is Miltank?" And are you talking about a fucking antagonist? Miltank. Oh my god.
Just using
Everyone
rollout
would-
throughout
like,
the city, murdering people.
Miltank. Kill it.
It can't be killed.
It's too powerful.
Okay, so I've moved on to your next slide. For when that shows up.
Ah, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, so
what do you wanna tell me?
couple of things here. So first thing is, if we start from the left, we've got the picture of Psyduck. I've just zoomed in on the Psyduck, and then there's that still of when they're outside the police department.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to point out here is how much I love that the Pokemon are kind of like dirty and like real animals that aren't like perfect like
Yeah.
representations of themselves. You see, like Psyduck has sort of got like some of his fur is darker than the other, and
Well-
then, like those Growliths are kind of filthy. Like they need a bath. They are dirty because they're working dogs, which I guess makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, the white fur would get dirty if you're out all day in the city.
And I also realized from this shot that that's an Arcanine in the background, which makes sense.
It is.
I probably should have figured that out.
Yeah. it's an Arcanine, and then there's a tiny Squirtle as well following that other guy.
Yeah. Also, I think it's called
and-
that Psyduck. It's not fur; it's a down, which I think is really, really clever. How it
Yes.
actually looks like down rather than, yeah, which is what a Psyduck.
Yeah, sorry, I
would
said
have.
fur. It is more feathery. Yeah, it makes sense. And I just like those Golurk or Golunk or whatever you said it was called that I've forgotten. They do have that
Golurk,
kind
yeah.
of washed out. Yeah, they've got like the washed out color palette because they are kind of more bluey, and they sort of have their like really, really washed out blue.
Yeah.
Which I quite like. The sort of it's not as bright and kind of cartoony. It's everything's a bit more, dark and gritty.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I wanted to point out with those two pictures is just how like the color palette is toned down a bit, which I think is really good, and everything just looks slightly more realistic in like how they would if they were living in a city. So I like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about, the color palette being turned down helps a lot. Now onto Charizard.
The next thing I want to talk about, onto Charizard. Firstly, Charizard is awesome. I'm in two minds because part of me is like he looks as dangerous and kind of deadly as you would want a Charizard to look because they're supposed to be pretty powerful, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be
And-
dragons.
Yeah, they're supposed to be dragons, right? He looks like a dragon. I like the scaly look. Honestly, I like it, and the fact that he's got all these scars, I can get on board. It just looks like he just kind of looks like generic angry dragon, and it seems I don't know how you could ever add any personality to this because I remember Ash's Charizard was like a bit of a prankster,
Yeah, he was
a bit of
smug.
Yeah,
He had a
he
false
like,
sense
an
of
air-
superiority.
Yeah, and I don't really know how you do that when you've gone down the kind of angry dragon model, but that's fine. Like, see what happens. Maybe this guy's just gonna be really angry.
Yeah.
And then I included a picture of this guy's Charizard tattoo because it's shit. That is a shit tattoo. Like, look at it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's drawn it on with texture. Like, it's not good.
I
I'm
thought-
sorry, mate. Like,
I thought it was Lugia at first, and then the head sort of gave it away.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good Charizard tattoo. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to point out. Is it's bad.
It's a stick and poke.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you got done badly by your tattoo artist. Unless, of course, you literally did just draw it on with Texter every morning. In which case, I guess that's a thing that you could do as well. But
I'd be impressed if he did it himself. Also, I like how the Charizard there, it's done like art from the game or anime. Like, it's not an accurate representation of what Charizard looks like IRL.
Yeah. It maintains how it would have been, obviously, like when it was first discovered and some fucking guy drew it, and then, you know, like how they had this biological drawings. Maybe that's where the Pokedex entries come from.
Yeah. It's like an artist's impression who's just discovered it, and like, you know, when they... Anyway. Let's go on to this next scene, because I'm really interested to see what you have to say.
Yeah. This is a bit of a flashback to our previous episode. Because, firstly, that's Palkia and Dialga in the background. We know that. I'm pretty sure it's Arceus, whatever, in the middle, because it's kind of hard to see from his head, but he's got those hoopy things, the hula hoops, which makes me think it's Arceus because he has that, which leads me to my next question. Where the fuck is Giratina, our beautiful little worm boy that we've come to love? Because, once again, he's been excluded. What the fuck? Giratina's awesome. Put him in the movie.
Giratina is under that table.
Yes, actually, probably is.
I'm so fucking keen to watch that Giratina movie, by the way.
Oh, yes, we've got to watch it. We've got to watch that on stream. That'd be so funny. Yeah. But I think, like, because I'm an expert on Pokemon Diamond and Platinum lore now, so Dialga and Palkia are like the lords of like time and space. Yeah. Which is why I assume this Flareon gets like summoned in a very sort of like interdimensional looking portal. So I'm really interested to see if like this is like some sort of shrine where you can just like portal things in and out, because that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, what I'd like to know is what's going on here.
Like, I love how I'm very excited for just Pokemon Detective, but then also, or Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, but then they're also putting fucking Arceus in this movie. Like,
you know what this is? This is fucking Phoenix Wright.
Oh my god, I love Phoenix Wright.
We're gonna end up fucking having to channel a Pikachu.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna have to go here, and he's gonna like take on the form, but he'll still be wearing the hat, so you know that it's him. Like,
yeah. Can you believe we've been talking about this 2-minute trailer for over half an hour?
Oh, there's so much. There's so much in here. There's so much in here.
I know.
That's actually those things are the other things I did want to talk about, though. Like in detail, the washed out color palette, which I think is good move. The shitty Charizard tattoo, and my boy Giratina got done wrong by Legendary Pictures.
I agree with you 100% on all this. I'm sorry we keep talking over the top of each other, but just so you know, I agree with you. Excellent.
We are in alignment.
Okay, so are you ready to move on, or is there anything else you want to say on it?
I'm good. Okay. I've said my piece. I've fought for Giratina.
So we're going to watch the trailer. I'm not going to put it in slow it down, because we're just going to talk about each of the starters. There's only 3 new Pokemon. We can talk a little bit about what we see, all the backgrounds and stuff. I might put it at 7.75% speed.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure. Is this the way? Oh, yeah. This is the actual trailer, not the 7-minute thing with the talking.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, no, I'll just keep this, and if there's anything we want to talk about, we can stop it.
Yeah, cool.
Have you ever been to the UK?
Once when I was a teenager on a holiday with my family, and I don't remember a whole lot.
It looks exactly like this. Holy shit, this game looks gorgeous.
I'm going later this year, so I can... It's funny, like... Lots of people online have been like, it just looks exactly like the 3DS game.
No.
It looks just like it's Sun and Moon reskinned. But I feel like it's an upgrade. Like
Yeah, the
Sun and Moon, definitely.
oh yeah. The thing is, just because of the way that their art style works, I feel like most Pokemon games, their art style is sort of timeless, except for like Gen 1 and 2. You can appreciate those on their own if you have sort of context about Game Boy graphics, but I think most of them hold up really well afterwards. Even 5 has like really nice sprites, but god, this looks so good. The graphics look so good. I'm sorry, I don't have
I'm really excited.
any other descriptors, but
They do. They look so good though.
this is obviously
Okay, Score
pre-rendered.
Bunny's just appeared for me.
Okay,
Oh yeah, it did say at the start it was like not actual game footage.
yeah, it's
fine.
You have to sort of discern yourself what is pre-rendered and what is in-game stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have so many thoughts. I haven't written down any thoughts. I think this is actually the first time I've vocalized all my thoughts on all the 3 new starters. So, let's do it when this is over.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it.
We did it.
When the
Yeah.
stream catches up and Score Bunny shows
Yeah.
up.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Score Bunny. Yeah. Score Bunny's here. Let's talk about Score Bunny.
I've put all 3 of these in the order that they should go in. Been a lot of talk about Score Bunny being a. I'll get this out of the way first. It's disappointing because Score Bunny is definitely going to evolve into a firefighting. There's no way around it. Just looking at it, it's inevitable. The main thing that people are talking about is that it happens to have a thing that looks like a band-aid on its nose, which is a very Japanese
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And shows like fighting
For
and
being
stuff
in
like that.
fights.
Yeah, and there's already 3 fire starters that turn into fighting Pokemon. Incineroar probably should have been fighting as well, but they made it dark just in
It
case.
doesn't make any sense.
No. But what do you think about Score Bunny? I think it looks really cool. To be honest, like it stood out to me the most first and foremost. Like no real downsides to it. I think it's just a good design. Yeah.
I like it. I don't like love it. Like I didn't have the whole thing where I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I like it though. It looks very cute. I actually had a little a thought though, an alternative to firefighting.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon maybe it could be. Mike's preempted me. Fire electric. That's actually what I was thinking. It might be fire electric. My only reasoning for this is because it goes fast, and gotta go fast just makes me think of electricity. And also, when it very first appeared and it was running along the metal, I actually thought that there were sparks on its foot. I didn't realize it was fire until it landed on the grass. I actually thought it was electric, and it appeared, and I was like, oh, it's fire. So that's just my hot take. To be fire electric is another possible option, because I think that would be really cool. That's kind of unique, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I guess that makes
It's
sense.
probably going to be fighting.
Yeah, I also think this sort of looks like a Neopet. I think Score
Oh, it
Bunny and Grookey
does.
both look like Neopets. Sobble doesn't, but yeah, it's the eyes. Wait till you see Grookey's eyes. It's such a Neopet.
I can't wait.
But yeah, really looking forward to it. Sobble.
Yeah. Okay, you go first.
Just a bit. I've got high hopes. I don't like how circular its head is, and that it has a fin on top of its head. I do think that I'm a bit worried that it's another frog. It looks like it's going to be a frog just from its perched pose and tail. Its main characteristic also seems to be that it likes crying, which I can really relate to, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like it that much. Not high hopes.
I love him with all my heart and soul.
I was waiting for that.
I love him so dearly.
Yeah.
I love you, Sobble. When he came out of the fucking thing and he came out and then he was just like, oh, bless you, Sobble. God bless you. Whoever was the Pokemon designer for Sobble, I tip my hat to you because
Okay.
Sobble's the best. And I love him. Can't wait to play as Sobble when he hulks the fuck out and like I hope he turns into like some sort of Mike, you keep predicting what I'm saying. Some sort of dragon-looking thing. I reckon that would be just like the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe a frog is the middle way, and then he's on the way to like
Or
being
like
a dragon.
yeah, like based on a water dragon, maybe.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be really cool.
Well, I was thinking if Scorbunny is going to be electric, then Grookey could be ground and Sobble could be flying as well.
That could be cool.
Yeah, he could be like a water flying like Gyarados is. I don't know. I'm just spitting up the top of my head, but I'd love it if a starter evolved into a dragon. But I feel like dragons are too cool.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be kind of like a little bit OP too if you got given dragon typing as one of your starters because
Yeah.
it's the best typing when it comes to like generic resistances.
Yeah. Well, seeing as this is your favorite, is there anything else that you want to add?
No, I just love him. That's
don't-
all. I got literally nothing to say other than he's beautiful and I love him.
I think there's also a little bit too much going on. Anyway, main event. The
Oh,
boy.
yeah, here we go.
The boy. So first time I saw
The
Grookey,
chosen one.
I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I hate this Neopet looking motherfucker.
Yes.
And it looks so much like a Neopet. It's unbelievable. And then after a little while, I proudly announced that I now love Grookey. Grookey is a good boy. And I'll probably pick Grookey. I'm hoping that it evolves into like a green silverback gorilla. I think that would be like a cool look. But at the moment, yeah, I'm digging it. I think the thing that turned me off was that orange mouth sort of looks a bit weird, like it contrasts a little bit weird. But I think it's
Yes.
fun. It's also because I couldn't get the image of what I'm about to show you next out of my mind every time. But now I'm like, I was thinking about having a Grookey IRL. I'm like, oh man, that'd be great.
I don't like hate him, but I really don't like the mouth. Like it looks like looks like a beak almost. Like it protrudes out from his otherwise flat face.
Oh.
And, no, not huge on that.
It's like when you're making it a thing in Spore and like all you have is beaks and stuff.
Yes, it's exactly what it's like. He does, as James is pointing out, he does look a bit sassy. Like, he's like, oh, hey. Like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, it looks cool. It looks cool. The sort of sassy vibe that he gives off. I can get behind that. He's got a weird mouth. I think that's a little bit weird. And the fact that his hands, the color of his hands goes like to his elbows
Yeah,
is a little strange.
Yeah, I've come to love it. I shared all
Fair enough.
the exact same criticisms. I think I was also the stick in the
Maybe-
hair. I was like, that's cute, and also the little leaves.
I have an idea for the stick in the hair that he's going to like remove it and it's going to be a weapon.
Yeah, for sure. A big green
And you can have
silverback.
like a kung fu stick.
Yeah, maybe he's the fighting type.
Maybe Grookey's going to be fighting.
Yeah.
That could be good because they haven't really done that big fighting. They've got Mankey. That looks nothing like this and is very different.
Oh, fighting monkeys.
And
Yeah.
they've got, but that's it. Like Mankey doesn't even look like a monkey really. He just looks like he's just a ball with arms and legs.
He's very
off the
Gen
top.
1.
Extremely Gen 1.
It's like, let's design a monkey Pokemon, but oh no, it's just a ball. Whoops.
I've never been more disappointed with a Gen 1 Pokemon when in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I'd never actually had a Mankey before in any Pokemon game. I was like, fuck, this is Gen 1. I can finally get one.
Yeah.
I was really keen on getting it purely because I'd never had it before. And then I got it and he sucks in the game. He's got really bad stats and he got his ass handed to him even when he had a type advantage. And I was like, Mankey, you suck.
He has Scratch and Fury swipes for the longest time, and it's In
Yeah.
actual Gen 1, like Red and Blue, he's even worse. So just think about that. I guess. Great. A loser Pokemon. Let's. I think.
Alright, so
I
what
think
you
that
got next?
I will. Just before that, I think next time, I think you need to do an episode on Mankey and Primate.
Oh, I can do that.
Also,
can do
Mankey
that, definitely.
is an existing word that is bad.
Yeah, but I feel like that's an extremely Australian word. I don't think
Yeah.
other countries say it.
Yeah, I feel it. All right, so this is the tweet that I couldn't stop thinking about. Like, I thought of this, and then I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, I'm glad that everyone agrees that Grookey looks like. What stage of Cell is that? It's Cell at some stage. I'm not super well versed in Dragon Ball Z lore, but
I have literally never watched Dragon Ball Z, so I'm sorry I can't help you anymore
Okay.
with this, but I can absolutely see this resemblance because holy shit, that's exactly what I imagine his mouth is like, this kind of protruding beak thing, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm not such a huge fan.
it's like a Spore mouth. And
It
I
is
don't-
exactly like a Spore mouth.
yeah.
Here's the thing about Spore. They were bad mouths. Everything was bad on them. Like,
Everything in Spore was terrible. Spore is a terrible game. We should stream it sometime.
I hadn't really ever heard of it before. Like, I knew it existed as this kind of like game where you could make creatures, and then when I watched Griffin McElroy play it, it was eye-opening.
I've played way too much of it. It's a truly, truly awful game. You know where the first time I played it was? It was in some sort of Brisbane museum. I remember there was like in a science exhibit they had a Spore set up. It was really weird.
Why?
I don't know. It's something about biology or animals or Will
Teaching
Wright.
you evolution.
I'm Will Wright. Welcome to me beautiful spores.
Voice. That fucking voice that they were doing was so good.
Yeah. I only have one more slide. It's that I tried to fix Magmortar.
I wondered why this was in here.
Yeah, I fixed the colors. I got rid of the pink on it. I don't know about the mouth.
Yeah, it looks better.
It looks
It looks better.
it looks way better. The mouth isn't perfect, but it looked worse if it was red. There's just too much red. The legs look so much
Yeah.
better now that the big ass thighs look better now that they're not pink.
They look really. He looks so much better. The pink was so bad.
Yeah.
Good job. Love
Thank
your
you.
work.
Thank you. Is there anything else we want to talk about? We've got 12 minutes to go and we're out of content.
We ran short this time.
To be fair, I did hurry us through a couple of things because I was worried about timing, and I was worried about us going too long.
Yeah, I suppose we did spend half an hour just watching the video and pausing to stop the whole time. I don't really have anything else, to be perfectly honest. The only thing I don't know if actually you could bring it up what the map looks like in Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah.
Because you remember in the video there was that still where they sort of showed a zoomed out picture of what the map looked like.
Yeah.
Because that would be
Shit. I'm just trying to get a higher resolution. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. We're losing subs as we speak.
that's all right. I'm sorry for dropping this on you.
It's okay. How's that? Can you see that well enough, or do you want me to zoom in? When it finally
I'm
shows
sorry.
up. I've just zoomed in a little bit. It'll come up on the stream soon. Actually, it might have frozen
Oh yeah, cool.
because I tabbed out.
I think it's frozen. It's frozen on my end, but that could just be.
It's also frozen on my end. Hey everyone, have we frozen?
That's not ideal.
Well, I can see the map, which helps. There was a network error.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Sorry if the stream's still going.
So I'm just gonna refresh, see if we can.
Yeah. Hey, y'all still with us? Who's with me? Yeah, it's
Okay. I've refreshed. I
Okay.
can see the map.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple of things. This looks like a map of England. Like it's very rectangular, like tall and skinny, which is what England is like. And it has that very cold region to the north, just like England, Great Britain, I guess. But the thing that makes me think it's less like Great Britain and more like Westeros, which is also based on Great Britain, is the
Yes.
fact that there's this big fucking wall. What is up with that? Why is there this big wall here? What's up with that? And then there's a big metropolis up the back.
I was thinking obviously that must be where the Elite Four is, but that's a big city, so I don't know.
Yeah, like it looks like the Elite Four could be. Is they're normally at the end when there's some big like Victory Road type thing. So literally any of those structures around near where the wall is, there's that kind of rocky one on the left, an industrial one looking in the middle, and then an icy one on the right.
Yeah.
That looks like any of those three things could be where the Elite Four could be. But then like there's this big city in the back, so maybe they're in the big city. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's weird.
I just want to point out for some reason we doubled the number of viewers when we crashed. So that's great.
That's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. I'm just looking around. Sorry, I just had to zoom out so we could see the whole thing properly. But I'll just leave it normally. Yeah, it was funny.
I'm very excited for the. Sorry, you go. We keep talking over each other. We've got so much to talk about.
It was funny seeing people on Twitter saying, "Oh, look, they base the Pokemon world on Westeros," and I was like, "You do know that's based on Great Britain, and Westeros is based on Great Britain, right?"
Yeah. They were like, "Oh, it's just a rip-off of Westeros." It's like Westeros is a rip-off of geography. It's
Westeros is a rip-off of the real world.
How dare they take inspiration from the real world?
But you can see
Apparently,
like
there's also a wall in Britain. I didn't know that.
Hadrian's Wall.
Ah, right. Okay.
Is there a wall in between England and Scotland? I don't think so. But there might be a wall in between Northern Ireland and Ireland if Brexit happens. Hey, Bianca, let's talk about Brexit for a little bit.
Oh, let's not.
I think we should. No. It's also interesting that there's this big lake section in the middle. There's also, I only just noticed this, there's train lines starting it in and out all over the place. You can actually see where they connect as well.
It looks like really big. I feel like there's a lot of cities.
Yeah.
Which is strange to me because there's like, obviously you're starting zone down the bottom and then there's a big city looking thing in the middle where the train stations are. There's a couple of villages looking like smaller towns above it and to the left.
Yeah.
There's this sort of dock thing to the right. Then there's those three cities that we were looking at before at the top. There's a weird sort of casino looking thing next to the wall. Then there's the big one at the back. It seems like a lot. I don't know if it's just like, I'm misremembering what other maps looked like, but it looks like a really big map.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hopefully it is really big. I was also thinking, what was I thinking? I can't remember. Anyway, I like this little glowy forest section with all the mushrooms over on the left. I don't know if you can see that on the stream.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta zoom up. There it is.
Yeah. That was what I called the casino thing. That's
right, okay. I remembered what I was going to say, is that I really hope they go back to the same structure of having 8 gym leaders, because I appreciated in Sun and Moon that they tried to mix it up by not having gyms, but that's not the thing that I wanted them to change about Pokemon. Like, they were like, oh, we're doing away with the classic format, and it's like, well, you did away with things that you didn't really need to do away with. Like, I liked having the 8 gyms, and I liked having Elite Four and stuff like that.
I never finished Sun and Moon because I got bored of the islands, and it was everything was really like slow. The tutorial was slow. Getting through the islands was slow. Doing the challenges was slow. I was like, this is not fun. It's just too slow for me.
Yeah. The tutorial goes for fucking ages.
I cannot believe they didn't make that skippable. I'm still salty about that.
Yeah.
All right. Mike's raised a couple of good points. Will Wingull be the Zubat of this generation?
There will be a new Zubat.
There'll be a new Zubat.
Yeah.
Hot take. I'm surprised they don't reuse Pidove because that's like a pigeon and there'll be pigeons everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Do you reckon they'll try to go with Pokemon, like, at least in the before you beat the Elite Four or whatever, that you could tie into England and Britain and stuff? The UK, I should say.
Like, but what if they got left that they like of like English countryside animals that they haven't already done? Like, they've got deer, already. They've got foxes already.
No, I mean like
They've
existing
got birds.
Pokemon.
There's shitloads of birds. Oh, existing Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like remaking new ones.
So I'm going through the Gen 1 to try to see like which, like if you could, you only have to sort of shoehorn it in and be like, yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah. If it was a Gen 1 one that I had to pick, I would probably think like
PG. PGs and
What would I
Rattars.
Pidgeys and Rattars are easy. Very easy. It was like when Pokemon Go started and all you could catch was Pidgeys and Rattars
Yeah.
in the cities. It was just full of them.
I tuned
Maybe a
out around that time.
Farfetch'd. I think Farfetch'd could be put in quite easily.
Oh yes, very good.
Will they finally do what they've always been too scared to do and make a Farfetch'd evolution this generation and give
Oh
that
my
bird another
God.
week?
Yes, the Mega Evolution. It just gets 2 leaks.
Oh, a mega Farfetch'd.
Hang on.
There's got to be some fan art of this that exists.
I know how to wind down the clock until the end of the show. I'm sorry that we ran way too fast. By the way,
Oh my god, the first fucking search result is insane.
wow, that looks cool, but too cool.
It looks way too cool. Way too cool for them to ever actually do it.
This is what we're talking about, folks. I hope that comes up. Way too cool. Oh, yes, the second option. It's just a Farfetch with 2 leaks.
That's exactly what it's like, the easy option, but it's also like the most correct.
This guy gets it. Actually, I'm
He
not
does.
sure if this will come up in the... Yeah, hang on. Let me just... Will that fuck everything up? Nah. It doesn't work though. Anyway.
Do you reckon they would put Vulpix in? Because like foxes are native to England. Maybe they've been native, or maybe they're pests there too. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Probably. Anyway, I reckon we can wrap this up.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One last thing that I
Yeah.
want to ask you before we do wrap it up.
Mhm.
Given that we're going to England, do you think this is something Mitch actually mentioned to me? Do you reckon they will let us travel to the X and Y region, which was very clearly based on France, considering that they're extremely close to each other in the real world? Because I think that would be rad.
That'd be awesome if it was like a surprise. Like, yeah, I realized the image wasn't centered after the fact, James. I'm sorry. Was not prepared. I was not expecting to be Googling Mega Farfetch tonight, but here we are. That would be a dream if they did like what they did with Gen 2, which they were like, let's just include the last zone as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like
Yeah.
Mitch said, like those England and France are next to each other. That would be really cool if they just put it in. I was like, yes, that would be extremely cool and
Yeah.
probably a lot of effort, which means they won't do it, but that would still be really cool.
I may or may not be wrong on this, but I'm fairly sure it was Iwata's idea to do that, by the way.
Yeah, it was. He was like, he wanted to do it, and they were like, no, we can't. The game cartridge is full. And then he was like, I'll see about that. And then he made it so that they could fit the next region in, which is insane.
That's so funny. It's also even funnier that he didn't work for Game Freak.
I know, yeah, he just did it.
I'm pretty sure he worked for Hale at the time, which is funny. Anyway, classic Iwata, Rip and Pip.
It's classic Iwata.
See, if you didn't know why people love Iwata, that's why. Well, one of the reasons why. Because he does shit like that.
One of the many.
He did shit like that. Rip and Pip. Anyway, on that great note, thanks for joining us, gang.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
I
Had a lot of fun.
had a lot
I
of
feel
fun.
like we've covered off all that we can before the movie comes out. We absolutely will be doing a show once the movie comes out. I'm going to go see it midnight release.
Yeah, I would do that. Hopefully, next time might be our furry episode. If not, I might do a
Yes.
Porygon one. But I'm hoping it's a furry one because, damn, I've got a lot of hot takes I've been sitting on. A lot of things to
I have
discuss.
to get our resident furry expert will be joining us.
Yeah. But that's what we're waiting on. We need someone to come in with the credentials that we just don't have.
Yeah, we're just not qualified, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Bianca, as well for being up. I was going to say for being a part of this. I'm sorry. That's
Being a part of this thing that we created together and that you hosted.
yeah. Thank you
No,
as always
it's
for
good.
hosting.
It's good. It's always good fun.
It's good.
Thank you for actually hosting.
No worries. We'll see you next week, probably on Tuesday, if it is a furry cast.
Otherwise, it'll be Monday. But yes, hopefully Tuesday.
All right. Catch you later.
Alrighty. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.